Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a good week. It's certainly been an interesting one. Before I get into COVID news, just a few words about the election. As we tape this show on Thursday morning, we still don't know the results of the presidential election and some congressional races. It's difficult to wait for sure, but we knew going into this that it might take a few days to count the mail-in ballots, which is what is happening now. I'm grateful for your patience, and I encourage you, once the results are known, to continue to treat each other with respect and kindness. As for COVID-related news, 2 weeks ago, we announced that we're planning to offer every student, regardless of whether they are living on grounds or off, a COVID test before they leave the area for Thanksgiving. Many of you had questions about this, and you can find more details on the testing process in today's Return to Grounds newsletter that went out earlier this morning. There's also more information about testing for faculty and staff, and I'm delighted to report that we're also increasing testing in the health system for faculty, staff, and patients. Health system team members can find more details in an email that went to the entire health system community yesterday. Now, as a reminder, students who go home for Thanksgiving should not return to Charlottesville until the start of the spring semester, whether you live on grounds or off, unless there are extenuating circumstances or Charlottesville is your primary home. And as we think about Thanksgiving, it's also important to remember that we're not there yet. Thanksgiving is still 3 weeks away, which is why it's still important to keep wearing masks, keep social distancing, and keep gatherings to no more than 10 people. The good news is that, thanks to you, we are definitely on the right track. There are currently 41 active COVID cases in the UVA community. The number of new cases is the lowest it's been since before students came back to grounds in August. Our hospitalization numbers are also down, and we have plenty of quarantine and isolation space available. But we've also seen some things that make us a little anxious, especially over Halloween weekend when not everyone was following health and safety guidelines. At the same time, the number of positive cases is on the rise nationally and within Virginia, all of which means, as always, that we have to remain vigilant. But we are quite close to the finish line now, with a bit over 2 weeks before the start of Thanksgiving break and the end of in-person classes. I want to thank all of you again, students, faculty, and staff, for getting us to this point. Back in August, many people told us that what we were trying to do was impossible. Yet, as is often the case, serious challenges can bring out the best in a community, and this challenge has brought out the best in so many of you. So let's finish strong and make it to Thanksgiving, knowing that we stayed focused to the end and that we more than earned our break. Thanks again for watching, and now over to Zeno.
What's up, people? It's Zeno, and I'm back like I left something. Come to you with the UVA team to talk all things COVID and news on grounds. Thanksgiving and the holidays are approaching, so the UVA team urges you to think ahead about how you're planning to celebrate this year. With COVID cases increasing across the country and the flu season around the corner, it's important to make sure everyone is safe. If you're planning to travel over the holidays, keep these things in mind. First, there may be restrictions like mandatory quarantines or stay-at-home orders at your destination. Second, track the virus, look up the amount of active cases in the places you plan to travel. Third, if you can, travel in a personal vehicle. Try to complete that travel in one day, with as few stops as possible. If you're out of state like me, wear your mask and physically distance while using public transit with hand sanitizer on deck. It's important to keep that thing on you. Keep food and snacks on you too to limit unnecessary interactions. And while it may be tough to miss Turkey Day with the family, do not travel if you're sick or need to isolate or quarantine due to COVID infection or exposure. Dr. Meredith Hayden, the Associate Director of Student Health and Wellness here on grounds, has more information about how to keep yourself and your family safe this holiday season.
Thanks, Zeno. I'm Dr. Meredith Hayden, Associate Executive Director of the Department of Student Health and Wellness. Thanks for this opportunity to talk with all of you. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about planning for the end of the semester. Our public health officials have warned that holiday travel, particularly by college students back to their home communities, could increase viral spread across the country. So now is the time to really double our efforts around COVID prevention. You've probably heard about COVID fatigue creeping in as months have passed during the pandemic. These weeks leading up to the holidays are really critical. By taking some simple precautions right now, you can make a big difference. First, practice enhanced physical distancing and watch for symptoms of COVID. Monitor your temperature every day and watch carefully for any new symptoms that could suggest COVID infection. The WHO's Health Check is a great tool to help you stay on track. Enhanced physical distancing means decreasing in-person social gatherings. The fewer in-person interactions you have, the less opportunity to become infected. Be extra careful during these last 2 weeks before you leave Charlottesville. When you do go out, practice all the precautions that you're now very familiar with. Wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart from others, and wash your hands frequently. Second, get tested for COVID. We know that many of you are anxious to be tested due to travel plans and other concerns. Please check your email and the Returns to Grounds website for updates about testing options. Please remember, a COVID test that's negative is not a golden ticket. While a negative test probably means that you did not have COVID on the day of your test, it's also possible that it was too early for the test to detect your infection. It's also possible that you'll become infected after your test. The test is really just one snapshot in time. For these reasons, you should minimize contact with others for 14 days after leaving UVA so that you do not unknowingly transmit COVID to your family, friends, or community. And please be especially mindful of grandparents or other loved ones who may be more at risk. Third, get a flu shot. While we are all very focused appropriately on COVID prevention, we can't overlook other infections that pop up this time of year, like the flu. Every year, flu causes thousands of hospitalizations and deaths, not to mention days missed from work and from school. The good news is that we have a vaccine. Please take the time before you leave grounds to get a flu shot. This will protect you and your family. There are lots of great options for flu shots. I got mine at work, my husband got his at the grocery store pharmacy, and my kids got theirs at the doctor's office. Choose whichever option works best for you. Finally, limit travel to and from Charlottesville. Once you leave for Thanksgiving or the winter break, the university asks that you not return to Charlottesville unless it's absolutely necessary before the start of the spring semester. We've managed to keep the virus prevalence low in our community thanks to your participation in prevention efforts. With the virus spiking in many parts of the country, back and forth travel puts our community at risk. Faculty and staff have worked hard to make final exams, projects, and an amazing J-term experience totally virtual. Let's all continue to do our part to stay safe this holiday season. Thanks, and back to you, Zeno.
Thanks, Dr. Hayden. We talk a lot about caring for the Charlottesville community, but we need to show it. Do not come back until February 1st if you can't help it. For this episode's Good News segment, let's look at how the Cavalier Marching Band has stayed connected through COVID.
Normally around this time of year, the Cavalier Marching Band would be doing their rehearsals, preparing for football games. We'd be rushing to the buses. We all have these songs. We sing them on the bus and scream out the windows and try to get the blood pumping before we go in for the game. Obviously this year's different with the situation with COVID.
Right now, a lot of people are playing in a practice room alone, which is not what band's about. It's about being together. When we were asked to provide some music for the games, knowing that we wouldn't be there, we immediately thought this would be a way to get the band together. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, here we go. Everybody records alone except the drum line. All the wind players have to play alone right now. We recorded the drum line standing in a 10-foot grid, and we laid that down as sort of a master track. And then Michael Idzior, the other band director, and I are laying down the wind tracks for the instruments that we play. And then we'll give that to the students and they'll play with us effectively. And eventually we'll have a file with 100 and so many tracks.
Personally, I've loved this project. It's something fun to distract you from, all the stresses. We'll at least have our presence at football games. Coming to university is obviously a really scary thing, and you don't know that many people, but as soon as you join the CMB, you instantly have like over 300 friends. So the CMB is really like a 300-person family. I know as soon as this situation is over, when we can meet in person, that there's gonna be like this great reunion.
As I record this on Wednesday, we're still waiting to hear about the outcome of a divisive presidential election. This is my last show of 2020, but I'm hopeful for more dialogue and discussion when we all come back to grounds next spring. More importantly, I like to see action to uplift marginalized communities here at UVA and others who we know are struggling around and among us. Since I expect we might all need to chill out a bit over the next few weeks, I'm leaving you in the very capable hands of amateur yogi Nia Augustine. I'm still feeling some type of way that she says she's the more mindful half. I mean, I listen to Janae Aiko from time to time, and I own a yoga mat, so like, what is she really trying to say? Before I head out, remember that the credit, no credit deadline is 11:59 on November 6th. Hit the UVA team on Instagram or email us at uva@virginia.edu with questions, concerns, and good news. This has been Zeno, this has been 2020, and I'm out like a light.